This is Geometry, Semester 1, and it's the third unit called Area and Perimeter. It's the sixth lesson called Area and Perimeter of Irregular Shapes Practice. It's on creatormath.com under the Geometry tab. You might have to Google creatormath.weebly.com to find it. The instructions are copy the following problems into your composition book on the correct pages according to the table of contents with the notes for those pages from creatormath.com. So, let's model that quickly. Here it is, creatormath.weebly.com. That's the site. Here's the home page. Looks like this. All of the composition book information and instructions, you guys, are on this home page. You just scroll down to see the words comp book and see the picture, and then follow all the videos and the instructions below it, and you can have an A on the comp book. We're going to go to the geometry notes, which is under the geometry tab. First, we're going to pass by the Geometry Vocabulary PDF. This has all the answers to all the vocabulary study practices that you're going to do through the entire, well, each semester. It's got the whole year in there, I think. So if you're using that, you can get 100% on your vocabulary practices. Let's find the table of contents we need the right semester for this lesson we're doing, which is could be different than what you're working on at the time. So make sure to match this up. This is the semester we're in. This is the geometry table of contents. This all should have been written. This entire thing we're going to see here should have been written on pages 2 through 6 of your comp book. If you haven't done it already, stop now and write it in. It's all these should take about 3-4 pages by the time you're done writing all this in. And what it does is tell you where everything goes. Tells you what page all the notes go on, etc. So this is area and perimeter we're in. We're looking at lesson number 6. So area and perimeter. Lesson 6, these are the pages that these notes go on in your comp book. Please don't use this video to track the pages. Go back to the original table of contents. I'm just showing you that they're in there. And then here's notes for this lesson. And these are the notes that go on that page. Sometimes I have to open them a couple times to get them to load. Yep, let's try it again. It didn't quite load. Number 6, notes. There you go. Every time by the second time it's open, but I imagine some point I'm going to go here and it's going to be third. So it's talking about irregular shapes. It's talking about area, the area of a square, T. So look, it's giving a different, it's giving TRW. And talking about the different dimensions of those and coming up with what are the side links. Oh, we're given area and we go backwards to find side links. So we've done some area and perimeter already quite a bit. So this is going to get a little bit more challenging. It's going to work backwards, give us the area and perimeter, and then ask us what the side links are. I'll have you write those into your comp book on the correct pages. Here's some irregular shapes where there's a semicircle, a rectangle, and a triangle. And by finding the area of each one and adding them up, we can find the area of an irregular shape. Vocabulary, these 3 dots mean therefore. Area is area to the power 2, which is unit times unit, and it is a 2-dimensional shape. 1 dimension is a length, and 3 dimension would be 3Ds, or unit to the 3rd power. Perimeter, distance around a shape. Area, that contained within the perimeter, and semicircle is a half circle. There's problems to put into your comp book and try to do if you can. So let's turn to the problems at hand for this lesson and work through them. Why are the units of perimeter raised to the power 1? So perimeter is a distance. If you took the distance around a shape and you unfolded it, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, right? This is a distance. A distance is just taking a unit, and a unit, and a unit, and adding them all, just adding those distances. So we get unit to the power 1, or units to the power 1, or units, and they won't put anything on it, but we know there's a power 1 there. So this is because perimeter is 1-dimensional, it's a single dimension this direction, right? What are the units for area? Area is unit to the power 2. Why? It's 2-dimensional. So now we have a shape something like this, and we have horizontal and vertical. 2 dimensions, length times width, base times height. That sounds familiar, right? So that's why it's to the power 2. It's 2-dimensional. And we don't show it here, but it's nice to just give context. If that's 1D, so this is 1D, just a line. This is 2D, horizontal, vertical. And now let's go for 3D. Here's a 3D shape. And 3D would be horizontal, vertical, and depth, right? And we may call it different things. We may call it length, width, height. Length, width, height. Horizontal, vertical, depth. Horizontal, vertical, depth. We might also call it x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So any of these, all three of these are going to be the correct answer, all right? We also know that when we deal with area of shapes, we deal with the perpendicular height. So what word do we use to measure the height of an airplane in the sky? More than one answer may apply. That's called altitude. Just make sure we are using a perpendicular height. That is a distance from the ground that is 90 degrees to the ground. Here it is here, and 90 degrees to this surface here. In other words, if you're standing here, this may be the distance to the airplane, but that's not the height of the airplane. We want the perpendicular height when we do these problems, right? Perpendicular height. And there it is right here. So two answers out of this. It's not lateral distance and it's not depth. It's altitude or perpendicular height. So if you say how high is the airplane, you don't say actually height. We use the word altitude. And that is also a synonym for perpendicular height. Given the following graphic, is R, if R is 6, so this is R here on this semicircle, this is 6. Do they tell us units? Nope. So let's call them U's. Base 1 is 10. This is 10 up here. Base 2 is 16 here. What's the area of the shape? So we're going to break this into shapes that we know. We've got a semicircle. Sorry, our brain is not on track yet. So this is a half of a circle. So the area of a half a circle is 1/2. Okay. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. So it's going to be 1/2 pi r squared, right? So the area of this is equal to 1/2 pi. The radius here is 6. 6 u's squared. Area equals 1/2 36 pi u squared. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So this is 18 pi u squared. By now you know to leave the pi in the answer. It's more the most accurate. We're not going to take it out. We're not going to multiply by 3.14. And you'll see the answers have, in fact, there's an 18 pi and here. This does not have an 18 pi, so I'm going to take those out. I know it's these answers. Let's look next. This is 10. If this is 6, this is 6. So this piece is going to be 10 by 12. The area is base times height. Area equals 10 times 12. And there's a unit and a unit, which is unit times unit on each. So area equals 120 units squared. So we know we have that. Then we have this triangle here, which we know is 12 high, because that's 6 and 6 for the two radii. How long is this? This is the difference between 16 minus 10 is going to be 6. So the area equals 1/2 base times height. And area equals 1/2 6 times 12. 6 times 12 is 72. Divided by 2 is 36. And it's unit times unit. So this is 36 units squared. So we have 120 units squared. 36 units squared being added to it is 156 units squared. So I like this. And there's the unit squared. And the 18 pi comes from right here. So I like this. The only thing I might add is I might put a parentheses around there to show that the unit squared is on this set of, not a set, but these two numbers both combined, right? These two values both combined. So right here. All right, given the following graphic, the area of square T is 9. This is 9. The perimeter of square R is 28. This is P equals, this is A equals. We better separate those. What is the perimeter of W? What is the perimeter of W? Okay, P equals what? Well, if this one is 28, it's 28 divided by 4, because that's the perimeter, and it looks like a square. I'm going to assume that. We're going to go on that basis. Do they say that? Yep. Square T, square, square. Good. Okay. So all sides are equal lengths. 28 divided by 4 is 7. This has got to be 7, 7, 7, 7. All right. This is area of 9, and if it's a square, it's got to be 3 times 3 is 9. So this one's got to be 3 by 3. So if this is 7 and this is 3, this whole thing has got to be 10. Fair enough. And it's a square, so this has got to be 10. And they want the perimeter of this, so 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 units to the first power. Because it's a distance, it's raised to the power 1. And again, this is sort of, we've been on multiple lessons in this unit, so I'm going a little bit faster. I'm not going to explain everything totally. A equals, and some of these problems are repeat. A equals 8 units. Where are we? A. This is 8, this distance. B equals 6. This is 6. C here is 6. D is 3. E is 3. G is 4. H is 4. What's the area? So I see a rectangle here. Right, there's a rectangle. I see shape, well, let's do this one first. This one's 6. How far across? 3. So this is area equals, that we're finding area? Yep, area equals base times height. So area equals 6 times 3, unit times unit. Area equals 18 units squared. That's our first one here, for this area here, and that's this area here. Let's go for this one here, the next one. Well, we know this is 4 and this is 6, so 6 minus 4, this has got to be 2. From here to here has got to be 2, this distance, to add with 4 to equal the total of 6. This total is 8, minus 3 would be 5 from here to here, minus this 3, this would be 2. So it's not really drawn to scale, but that's a 2 by 2 block there, or square it must be. So A equals S squared for a square, which equals 2 squared, units squared. A equals 4 units squared. Now we've got this last rectangle here. This one is 6 high and 3 wide. So area equals base times height. Area equals 6 times 3, U times U. Area equals 18 units squared. So we have 18 and 18 is 36. And 4 is 40. 40 units squared. Oh, yay. All right, take your time. I'm going through it quicker, but you can always stop the video, go back and watch it, all right? Given the following, if A is 8, so here we're at 8. So same problem, looks like, just with different numbers. C equals 6. D equals 3. Where's D? 3. E equals 3. 3. G equals 4. H equals 4. All right. Well, let's just go back and look at the other one. It does look kind of the same, though. It looks like we've got this one here. Is this guy. Over here. That's 3 times 6. So I know that's 18 U's squared. I've got the one on the right here, which is 3 times 6. So I know this is 18 U's squared. Then I've only one I kind of got is this wild card in the middle here. How big is this? This is 8 minus 3 is 5. Minus 3 again. Okay. 5 minus 3 is 2. Kind of looks like the same problem. Do I have all the same dimensions? 6. Oh, duh, you guys. I should read the directions. It says perimeter. I'm sorry. So let's find this middle piece here. 8 minus 3 is 5. Minus 3 is 2. So this is 2 right here. All right, so apologize for that. I'm doing the same problem. All right. 8 plus 6 is 14. Plus 3 is 17. Plus 4 is 21. Plus 2 is 23. Plus 4 is 27. Plus 3 is 30. Plus 6 is 36. Oh, 36 units to the power 1. That's the perimeter of the shape. Making this a lot harder than I have to. All right, what are we looking for here? And now look, now I'm sensitized, so I'm looking for area. So this looks like a quarter circle, right? What's the radius? Radius 4. Right, that means this height's 4. It's 4 high. Base 2 is this entire length. Base 2 is 16, is this whole thing. Base 1 is 8 units. So this is 8 by 4. I can see that firming up. I wonder what this is here, right? This is 16 minus 4 for this radius. minus 8 for this distance. So 16 minus 12 would leave us at 4 here. So this one may be the most complicated. You've got area equals pi r squared if it's a circle, but I only have a fourth of it. So I have a fourth pi r squared. So area equals a fourth pi 4 squared. 4 squared, and there's u's in there. So this becomes 16 divided by 4 is 4 pi units squared. That's this area here. All right, let's do this one. 8 by 4. I'm going to go straight to 32 u's squared, you guys. This one is area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2. 4 times 4 is 16. So let's do 4 times 4. U times U, going to be the units. Area is going to equal 16 divided by 2 is 8 units squared. So it looks like we have 32 and 8 is 40 units squared plus 4 pi. 40 plus 4 pi. And again, the only thing I might like is seeing some parentheses here, right? To make sure that this, to make sure that the units are on this set here, okay, this group. All right, let's see what this. Given the following, what are we looking for? Area. Here's a shape, right? Triangle. Here's a shape. Rectangle. And here's a shape. Rectangle. Let's get dimensions. A is 10. C is 4. D is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. G's got to be 2 right here. That's to this point. F is 4. Okay. What's the area? Is that enough? So let's look at this one. This one's 8 and 4 is this end piece. So this is 32u squared. I'm going to go straight to it, you guys. This is 2 times the entire distance here. How long is the entire distance? They give us E as 8. Okay, I'd like to know that. So 8 here and 4 here makes this 12 high. So this is 12 by 2. 12 by 2 is 24 u's squared. This triangle looks like definitely a right triangle. It looks like 4 at the base and 12 high. And it's 1/2 base times height. So 4 times 12 is 48 divided by 2 is 24 u squared. I don't have any pi's going on here, right? No circles. So I should be able to add all these up. 24 and 24 is 48. And this would be 70, 80. Is it 80 u squared? Yes, 80 units squared. And what I did was just take each piece of area, right, one at a time, and add them up. And that way I get the whole area of the shape. Okay. One more. Are they asking me perimeter? Yay, and I actually read the directions. Thank you. A is 10. We know this is 4. D. D is 8. We said C was 4. F is 4, got it. E is 8. There we go. C is 4. Where's 15? B is 15. There we go. B is 15. A is 10. So let's start here. 15 and 10 is 25. Plus 4 is 29. Plus 8 is 37. Plus 8 is 46. Plus, what's G again? 2, because 10 minus 8. So 48, 52? I'm close. Let's try again. 6 and 8 is 14. 14 and 8 is 22. Plus 4 is, 16. 6, 22, good. I can't concentrate. 22, 26, 36, 46, 51. All right, man. All right, so follow the title of this back to make sure you're watching the right video with the right practice set, all right? That's the whole point of these titles. Geometry, Semester 1, it's the 3rd unit called Area and Perimeter, and it's the 6th lesson called Area and Perimeter of Irregular Shapes Practice. It's on creatormath.com under the Geometry tab. Hope this helps.